Hey guys, this is Jay Stone, the emotional nudist, master brand coach, and your authentic living mentor. Today's topic is how to become your own super duper fly personal publicist. That's right, I want to share with you tips about how to become a publicist for yourself. Now, as a brand builder, you probably already know the benefits to being a publicist. It increases your credibility, builds your reputation, and it can increase your bottom line. But getting the publicity is a little bit more tricky. So I'm going to share with you some of my tips, 3 tips for getting publicity without hiring a publicist. Now, no tea, no shade against publicists because they're great people. Some of my best friends are publicists. However, in my entire career, I've never hired them. And I've had media coverage, national media coverage, print, television. I've had it all. And I've never hired a publicist. I'm going to tell you how I got around it. So I'm going to give you 3 tips, but I'm actually going to give you another starter tip that's going to be a freebie, and that is be freaking amazing. So if you follow me online, you probably already know that I'm a hip hop head, okay, a baby hip hop head, and I am a huge fan of Missy Elliott. Missy Elliott, yes, Miss Super Duper Fly herself. I am a fan of hers, but she is the epitome of what I consider amazing. So many moons ago, back in the early 90s, I met Missy Elliott and I had no idea who she was. And she was so laid back and so cool. And then she went on stage and she did this song and she hit this little hell, right? And the audience went freaking bananas, right? They went crazy. And she did what we would consider now going viral with this just one little phrase. So what makes her amazing is she's also multi-talented, right? She sings, she dances, she raps, she produces, she does all of these things, and then she's excellent, right? All her stuff back in the 90s and early 2000s was going like platinum. Everybody she worked with went platinum. It was like platinum. So she's like killing it back then. So when I say be freaking amazing, let's look at what Missy does. Number 1, she was excellent. Number 2, she was multi-talented, so she stood out against everybody else. And number 3, she went viral. So she's a perfect example of what I mean when I say be freaking amazing. So now let's get to the actual 3 tips. Number 1 is have a great website. Have an amazing, like a stunning, drop dead gorgeous website. Here's why. Because when the media coverage decides that you might be someone they're interested in, the first thing they're going to do is Google you to see what comes up. So if your website comes up, great. They get to go to your website. They look at everything from your photos to your blog content to other stuff that's on your site. They also look at what you're linked to. Why? Because once they use you or profile you in their media, your credibility is then attached to the media outlet. And they want to make sure before they connect with you that they ain't connecting with cuckoo. Okay? So have your website amazing. If it looks like your 7th grade kid, your kid in the 7th grade did it as a science project, yeah, that's not going to get the media coverage. So invest in it. If you haven't really invested in overhauling your website, make it a goal for this year. I promise you it'll help with that media coverage. Okay, so number 2 is blog. Blogging is amazing for several different reasons. Number 1 is when the media outlet goes to your website and they see that you have several blogs, they understand that you're consistent about producing content, which could lead them to offer you an opportunity to be a regular contributor. That would be great. That's a great way to get visibility. But also, it shows them that your voice is not a one-hit wonder. You didn't just copy this blog post from someone else. You're consistently being a thought leader. You're consistently putting out content that people want to hear. So blogging is a great way to have the media see you as a voice that they need to be listening to. That makes you a credible source for them for providing content. So that's why blogging is important. And number 3 is Twitter, or as my friends in New York say, the Twitter, okay? Twitter is an amazing way. 100% of all media outlets are on Twitter, okay? They are on Twitter. And so a lot of times we make the mistake of connecting to the media outlet, but don't think of it as a media outlet. There's a person running the social media account. There's an editor following that social media account. There's all these people, and people on Twitter or otherwise, people connect to other people. So when you write that amazing blog post or you have that amazing video, what you want to do is to tweet it multiple times. Now, I change up my lead text in Twitter with the link that I post. For example, let's just say I wrote a text on baking cookies. I wrote a blog post on baking cookies, right? So the first time I write the text in Twitter, it may say, great cookie recipe that your grandma used to make. Well, that'll attract people that are bakers. And then the next time I post the link, it'll say organic cookie recipe. Well, that'll be for all my tree hugger friends, right? And the next time I'll say good, gooey, great cookie recipe, and that will attract the people that just like to snack and munch. And so it attracts a different audience based on the lead text every single time. You should be tweeting that post at least 6 times a day with the different lead text. So let's recap how you get media coverage. So number 1 is be freaking amazing. Think about Missy Elliott, the hee-hee-hee-how thing, right? Then have a great website, consistently blog, okay, and use Twitter. So I hope this helps. This is Jay Stone, the emotional nudist master brand coach and your authentic living mentor, helping you create the life you crave. Visit my website at jaistone.com and subscribe to the YouTube channel, honey. I want to see you back here. Thanks.